You are the eldest. You are the child who was brought into this world just to prove something to the ones who followed you. You were the one who was always supposed to do the right thing. Not just the thing, but the right thing in the right way. You were the one who always acted like a therapist, a counselor, a coach for your parents. You were the one who was supposed to always be the role model, who was supposed to settle down and provide for everybody. And you were never allowed to experiment with your life. You were never allowed to live your life as if it was your own. Just because if your experiments with your life or the risks which you are taking with your own fucking life goes downside, then who is going to take care of your other siblings? Hi, I am Twinkle. I am the eldest daughter. If you're watching this right now, it means that you have somehow resonated with everything that I have said earlier. Now, here's the thing. For the last 1 week, I'd just been thinking and pondering on this subject of being the eldest. In my scenario, it has happened somehow or another that I am the eldest anywhere that I go. There is no logical reasoning, there's no logical explanation. Even though you might see in my family that there are people elder to me, there are certain societal roles that I have taken early on, and that there are certain ways wherein I have became the elder one in terms of experience and not just in terms of age or in terms of the societal hierarchy, whatever it is. Now, when I'm living through this, I am just feeling that how difficult it is to be the eldest one and how ungrateful people are with the eldest one. I know it might pinch you, it might feel like, oh my god, what the hell is she talking about? But if you stick with me throughout this video, I might just change that perspective for you. Now, being the eldest has always brought a lot of responsibility onto me. When that responsibility is thrown onto you in a way that your grandparents or your parents are walking up to you and they're saying that, oh, this is our financial condition and we are not able to provide for you, so this is what we are going to do the best, you all of a sudden feel this urge, a responsibility to contribute towards something, right? And you start working at a very early age. You start putting your things aside, and somewhere down the lane, sacrifice just becomes like a normal nature to you. Sacrifice to an extent wherein you are having a meal with your sibling and there is a last pizza slice on the table and you want to have it, but your sibling asks if they can have it and you just let it go. It's the position that your parents put you in, wherein consciously, unconsciously, wantingly, unwantingly, you become the third parent for the other siblings that are following you. And while I was researching about this topic, because whenever I'm thinking about things, I just cannot stop myself from researching. That's like my modus. So when I was researching about this topic, I realized that people on the internet have even named this thing as being the trial child. So being the eldest child is equivalent to being the trial child, because in a lot of scenarios, people have claimed that parents were more abusive, they were more strict, they were more demanding from the first child. And I read that and I was like, hell yes, this is true, right? This is probably how things work. So it's something like this. You are given a project, that this is the project that you have to do. Now, when you are trying to work with that project, you will make a lot of mistakes. You will probably do the things that you were not meant to do. You will probably break the things that you were not meant to break. And in that scenario, that project might not be the perfect, but on a messier side. I'm not saying that that project is completely discarded. You succeed in that project. But then also, the project's fundamental is a little bit messier. It's a little bit unpolished. It's a little bit raw. That project is the first child that has been given to the parents. And I'm nowhere blaming the parents. That's why I'm quoting this example, because at the end of the day, our parents are also human, right? But when they're given the first child, they do not know what to do. They probably do not have any idea how to raise them. Not every parent has got parenting skills. And yes, you might disagree with me, fight me in the comments, but I'm just going to reply back that you are lucky you do not feel this way. Moving on to the next part, when the next project comes into the place, aka your sibling. In that scenario, your parents fairly have an idea what to do. Why? Because while they were experimenting on the eldest child, they learned something. They also learned how to make this project successful, how to raise this baby. So that's why when the second project, the second baby came into the picture, things softened. That's only natural. But in all this scenario, nobody gives a fucking damn onto what happened to that messier project, because that project is not just a piece of papers, it's not just a book you are writing, it's not a thing. It's actually a human with all its complexities, with all its emotions, and that human can also think, that human can also feel things. But in the scenario of being the eldest, I have seen we are not allowed to feel our own emotions. We are allowed to brush our emotions aside and then do every single thing that is demanded from us. That is being the eldest one. And now, no, whenever I'm thinking about these things, I do not just rely on the research. I also go in depth and I try to talk to real people. Now, in my scenario, I've been lucky and I had only been able to find the similar elder sons and daughters of the family who are my bestest friends till date, right? And I think that is exactly where we connect when we talk about all these things. Let's call my friend as M. I asked him that how do you feel being the eldest? So he said that I do not think about it a lot. I do not feel it a lot. But every single time when my younger sibling walks up and asks any questions to him about life advice, career advice, or relationship advice, like anything in general, he said that's exactly when I feel that who do I have to go to? Who do I have to fall back on? And it is so true. See, my thing with this being the eldest one is that nobody chose to be eldest and being the youngest, and this is not a blame game. But what I want to convey here from this video is that nobody ever shows even a single shred of gratitude towards what the eldest one does. That's there. Sit with it. And yeah, again, come back to me, fight with me on this. And then another one of my friend, he comes from a very humble beginning, very like he has seen worst of the worst days, like you cannot even imagine. And that guy went out, started earning at a very early age, and his entire modus became that okay, I just have to earn money for my family, I just have to provide money for my family. Because when you see your family in a crunch, when you see your family fighting, cribbing, unhappy, just because you're lacking that one tool, money, you as a child, as a teenager, are bound to think that money is the solution to all the problems. And that is where I'm thinking that all the elders will agree with me here, especially the ones who are coming from such families wherein money is an issue, that in your head, money is always the solution then. Because you have seen that the only reason people are fighting in your house, or the only thing you are not able to feel happy, is because your family does not have money. And because you love your family, you will feel that, okay, what can I do to make them happy? Then your solution automatically becomes earn the fucking money. I'm talking about the same friend. He earned money, he helped fund his brother's education. He did every single thing that he could for all the people that he loved, with all the trauma that he had, with all the problems that were going on in his life, also with all the lack of guidance, he still did everything that he could. And then people walk up to him and they tell him that you are always behind money. Money is not everything. Yes, for you who has not seen that struggle of where my next meal is going to come from. So yeah, him and you are not the same people. And here is something that I feel makes the eldest one even more lonelier. After some time, the younger siblings also start blaming the elder ones. They also start finding flaws into the ways of what the eldest has been doing. And this is a repeated pattern that I had been seeing with a lot of my friends, and I'd been observing and I'd been doing the research wherein the younger sibling will walk up to them and ask that, what did you do for me? You were not there for me emotionally. You were not there to support me. You were not there to sit and talk to me. And you know what response I could think of then? It was simply that, yes, I was not there because I was busy earning the money so that you do not have to go through that struggle. And that sheer ungratefulness of the younger siblings is something that I cannot accept anymore. And here's another logical explanation to this. I'm not saying that you should go and hate your younger siblings. They do not understand. Is that they can never understand this. The reason is they are younger to you. So let's say they came 5 years later to you in this world, right? You have a 5 year age gap, a 3 year age gap, a 8 year age gap I've seen. In those scenarios, when you stepped out to earn, they were still a children. But does that discard the fact that you were also a teenager? Does that discard it completely that you were also trying to figure out a life and you also needed hand holding and nobody was there for you? And that's why probably you decided that, all right, I'll become the anchor for them. I'll become the shield for them. But they are never going to feel it, will they? They're never going to probably see the sacrifices you did for them. They're never going to see why you were so busy earning the money so that they could probably get education. They would never probably even count that amount of times where you suppressed your things just so that they can have enough. That ungratefulness is very heartbreaking. That is something that I felt had happened with a lot of my friends. It is happening with a lot of people. And I just want to voice it out that just because you were not there to see what the eldest has been through does not mean that they had been through any less. In most of the cases, and I can vouch for it, I can say it again, in most of the cases, there is a huge chance that they have always seen more than what you are going through right now. And yeah, guys, please, I am not disregarding anybody's feelings here. I am not trying to trigger your emotions or something like that. I'm just trying to bring forward that perspective. And yes, I have also seen the situations wherein the eldest one did not take the responsibility, and that is why the youngest one had to step up. But my urge is completely different. My urge is that when the eldest one has taken the responsibility, when you can see that they have provided so much for you, they have done a lot of things for you, probably then you can also be there for them, right? You can also ask them that, how are you even doing? You can take that initiative. Again, in most cases, when there's an eldest child, their emotions are never catered at home. Like, they would probably cry silently in a public washroom in front of strangers than to cry in front of their parents. And that is probably why they're also fearful of expressing their emotions in front of their younger siblings, because they do not want to become vulnerable in front of them. They do not want to show their weak side because they just want to be that support for them. But did you, as the youngest one, ever took the liberty or the responsibility of asking your eldest one how they are holding up? You never did, right? All you did was complaints of the things that probably they were not there for, and probably they were not there living with the family because they are living in another city, figuring out their life in another city, dealing with shitty people just so that they can provide money to you and they can bring food to your table. But you never thought of messaging them or showing any sort of gratitude to them. I think that is why most of the eldest ones have a lot of trauma and a lot of mental health issues. It's because they always become the anchor and hold for everyone else around them. But who becomes an anchor for them? I don't know. I am still figuring out that question. My friends have been asking me this question. It is a messed up scenario. It is fucked up. But the only thing that I think can help the eldest one, which surely helps me, is that if someone just acknowledges that. If someone just walks up to me and acknowledges for the little things that I do for them, for the things where I sacrifice my own sleep, my own schedule so that I can be there for you. For the things wherein I probably never wanted to do a particular job, but I did it so that I can fund your education. Just an acknowledgement, just a gratitude, just a kind of support that yes, we are there for you. That is something that is missing. And that is something that makes being the eldest even worse. And so, in the end, if you are the eldest one, or the youngest one for that matter, who has played the role of the eldest one, let me say it, I see you. It's because I feel so much empathy for people who are eldest ones. And I think it is probably also the reason why most of my good friends and even my husband for that matter is the eldest one. So if you are able to resonate with what I said and if you felt seen or heard through my video, I just want to tell you that the purpose of making this video is that if you are in the eldest role anywhere, in any place, know that this is the corner of the internet where I see you. So please try and find a way to reach out to me. Drop a comment, send me a message on my Instagram. Like, if you want to talk, I'm always there for you. I might not be able to help you with your situation, but I can listen. And I think for the eldest one, that is the best thing that you can do. Just listen to them. Just show them that you are there to support them emotionally because they are already fighting a war within themselves. All they need is a place to call home so that they can have fun, have a good laugh, feel like a human again, and not just a robot and not just a trial person who is just brought into this world to fulfill a specific role or a specific responsibility. So now I'm leaving you with this thought. So go and thank the eldest one because all they need from you is that acknowledgement. That acknowledgement that yes, somebody saw the sacrifices they made, the struggle they went through, and the silent battles that they fought when nobody was saying. I will see you next week.